वेलकम एंड वेलकम बैक टू आवर वीडियो। जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, KYMS अकेडमी लेकर आया है आपके लिए सोल्यूशन सीरीज फॉर ईयर 2024। हम लोग मैथ्स और VRC के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पहले ही सॉल्व करवा चुके हैं और LRDI की भी सोल्यूशन सीरीज चल रही है। अगर आपने वो सोल्यूशन सीरीज नहीं देखी है तो प्लीज गो एंड चेक इट आउट। आज हम लेकर आए हैं आपके लिए अगला क्वेश्चन LRDI का। तो लेट्स सी व्हाट द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन सेज। Two students, Amya and Ramya, are the only candidates in an election for the position of class representative. Students will vote based on the intensity level of Amya's and Ramya's campaign and the type of campaigns they run. Each campaign is said to have a level of 1 if it is a state campaign and a level of 2 if it is a vigorous campaign. So this is the important information we got from this paragraph. Campaigns can be of two types. They can either focus on issues or attacking the other candidate. Okay. If Amya and Ramya both run campaigns focusing on issues, then the percentage of students voting in the election will be 20 times the sum of levels of campaigning of the two students. For example, if Amya and Ramya both run vigorous campaigns, then 20 into 2 plus 2, that is 80% of the students will vote in the election. ठीक है, अगर विग्रस कैंपेन है, जैसा कि हमने देखा विग्रस कैंपेन इज ऑफ लेवल 2, अगर विग्रस कैंपेन है देन इट वुड बी 2 plus 2, अगर स्टेट कैंपेन है तो इट वुड बी 20 into 1 plus 1%. ओके, आई होप दैट्स क्लियर. अब सेकेंड पॉइंट में हमें बोला है अमंग वोटिंग स्टूडेंट्स द परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट फॉर ईच कैंडिडेट विल बी proportional to the level of their campaigns. For example, if Amya runs a state that is level 1 campaign while Ramya runs a vigorous that is level 2 campaign, then Amya will receive 1/3 of the vote cast and Ramya will receive the other 2/3. I hope that's clear. The above mentioned percentage changes as follows if at least one of them runs a campaign attacking their opponent. If Amya runs a campaign attacking, okay, so here Amya is attacking Ramya and Ramya runs a campaign focusing on issues. तो फिर क्या होता है? Then 10% of the students who would have otherwise voted for Amya will vote for Ramya and another 10% who would have otherwise voted for Amya will not vote at all. तो अगर Amya attacking campaign run करती है and Ramya runs a campaign फोकसिंग ऑन इशू, तो क्या होता है 10% स्टूडेंट्स जो कि आमिया को वोट दे रहे थे पहले वो अब रामिया को वोट देंगे और 10% स्टूडेंट्स जो कि आमिया को वोट दे रहे थे पहले वो अब उसको वोट नहीं देंगे. The above mentioned percentage changes as follows if at least one of them runs a campaign attacking their opponent. Okay. If Amya runs a campaign attacking Ramya and Ramya runs a campaign focusing on issues, then 10% of the students who would have otherwise voted for Amya will vote for Ramya and another 10% would have otherwise voted for Amya will not vote at all. अगर आमिया अटैकिंग कैंपेन रन करती है और रामिया फोकसिंग कैंपेन रन करती है तो आमिया को जो 10% स्टूडेंट वोट देने वाले थे वो अब रामिया को वोट देने वाले हैं और 10% स्टूडेंट्स जो आमिया को वोट देने वाले थे वो अब बिल्कुल भी वोट नहीं करने वाले. नाउ इफ Ramya runs a campaign attacking Amya and Amya runs a campaign focusing on issues. अब अगर रामिया एक अटैकिंग कैंपेन रन करती है और आमिया एक फोकसिंग कैंपेन रन करती है, then what happens? Then 20% of the students who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will vote for Amya. 20% लोग जो पहले रामिया के लिए वोट करते थे वो अब आमिया के लिए वोट करेंगे and another 5% who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will not vote at all. और 5% लोग जो रामिया के लिए वोट करते थे वो अब किसी के लिए भी वोट नहीं करेंगे. Now, let's see the first question. If both of them run state campaigns attacking the other, then what percentage of students will vote in the election? So, we are given two things. First of all, it is a state campaign and second, both of them are attacking each other. So if it's a state campaign, we have already seen in the question that state campaign is of level 1. अगर state campaign level 1 का है तो फिर it should be 20 into 1 plus 1%, that is 40%. So 20% Amya will get and 20% Ramya will get. Now, secondly, we are given that both of them are attacking. If both of them are attacking, if both run campaigns attacking each other, then 10% of the students who would have otherwise voted for them had they run focusing campaigns on issues will not vote at all. So 10% of the students will now not vote at all. So we are asked what percentage of the students will vote in the election. If 10% of them will now not vote at all and 10% of them will now not vote at all, we will be left with 18% here and 18% here, as 20% was given to Amya and 20% was given to Ramya. 20% का 10% will not vote, that is 2% of them will not vote, that is we will get 18% here. Here also same, 20% का 10% will not vote, that is 2% will not vote. 20% minus 2%, that will be 18%. So 18% will vote here and 18% will vote here. So we can say that total 36% of the students will vote in the election. So option number 4 is the answer. I hope the question is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next question. अगला क्वेश्चन कह रहा है what is the minimum percentage of students who will vote in the election. Okay, so to get the minimum percentage of students we have to take the state campaigns, because state campaign जो है वो first level का है and vigorous campaign जो है वो level 2 का है. Also we have to get the minimum percentage. Minimum percentage रखने के लिए अपने को दोनों को attacking करना पड़ेगा, because if one of them is attacking and the other one is focusing, so a certain number of voters will go to the person who is focusing from the attacking one. So both have to be attacking. Now again we are at the conclusion that both the campaigns have to be state and both have to be attacking, which becomes parallel to our first question. So 20% minus 2%, that is 18% for Amya. Same 20% minus 2%, that is 18% for Ramya. That will be 36%. I hope that's clear to you. So the answer is 36%. This was similar to the question number 1. Now let's see what the question number 3 says. If Amya runs a campaign focusing on issues, then what will be the maximum percentage of votes that she can get? Okay, now we are asked the maximum number of maximum percentage of votes that she can get. So for maximum percentage of votes, we will take a vigorous condition. For vigorous condition, we are given that we have a level of 2. So first of all, it will be a 2 plus 2 percentage, that will automatically be 80 percentage, 40% to Amya and 40% to Ramya. Now we are given that Amya runs a campaign focusing on issues. According to the question, if Amya runs a campaign focusing on the issues, then 20% of the students who 20% of the students who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will vote for Amya, and another 5% who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will not vote at all. So अब रामिया को 20% स्टूडेंट्स सॉरी अब आमिया को 20% स्टूडेंट्स रामिया के मिल जाएंगे सिंस रामिया इज अटैकिंग एंड आमिया इज फोकसिंग. सो लेट्स सी द सॉल्यूशन. Okay, so this is Amya and this is Ramya. Ramya gave 20% of its voters to Amya. Okay, so that means 40% में से she gave 20% of its voter to Amya. That is, she gave 8% voters to Amya. That is, Amya will now have 48% of the voters. And 5% of the voters will not vote Ramya, so that is not of any need for now. So we'll get the answer directly from here. If we add 8% of its voters to Ramya, so what the maximum percentage of votes that she can get would be 48%. Now let's move to the next question. If Ramya runs a campaign attacking Amya, then what is the minimum percentage of votes that she is guaranteed to get? अगर रामिया अटैकिंग कैंपेन रन करती है तो मिनिमम परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट्स दैट शी कैन गेट वुड बी. अब मिनिमम परसेंटेज ऑफ वोट्स की बात करी है, सो इट वुड बी अ स्टेट कैंपेन. ओके, सो इफ इट्स अ स्टेट कैंपेन it would be of the type that is 40%. So Ramya and Amya both will get 20%. Now Ramya is attacking on Amya, so what is the condition given for this particular situation in the question is, if Ramya runs a campaign attacking Amya and Amya runs a campaign focusing on issues, then 20% of the students who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will now vote for Amya, and 5% who would have otherwise voted for Ramya will not vote at all. So, okay, 20% of the votes that Ramya was getting would now be given to Amya. So 20% ka 20%, that is minus 4%, and 5% would not be given, 5% of votes would not be given to any of these. So 20% the 5%, that would be 1%. So Ramya is now left with 20% minus 4% plus 1%, that is 5%. So 20% minus 5%, that is 15%. So the minimum percentage of votes that she is guaranteed to get is 15%. Option 1 becomes the answer. I hope this question is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next question. What is the maximum possible voting margin with which one of the candidates can win? मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वोटिंग मार्जिन बोली है, लेकिन एक कैंडिडेट के लिए बोली है. दैट मीन्स one candidate has to be a vigorous one and the another would have to be a staid one. Okay, so let's assume Amya got maximum possible, that is Amya got vigorous campaign. So if Amya got vigorous campaign, we can conclude that the other one got a state campaign. That will be equal to 20 into 3%, that is 60%. So Amya will get 40%. Since it was in the ratio 2:1, 40% to Amya and 20% to Ramya. Amya and Ramya. Now, for maximum possible voting margin, Ramya has to be in the attacking position and Amya has to be in the focusing campaign. If Ramya was in the attacking campaign, then 20% of the votes would be given to Amya and 5% of the votes would not be given to any of them. So it would be 4 plus 1%. As we saw in the previous question, that would be 15%. And here 20% of the votes would be given to Amya. So Amya will get 4% additional. That will be 44%. Now we are asked what is the maximum possible voting margin. So what will be the maximum possible voting margin with which one of the candidates can win? So it would be 44% minus 15%. So it would be 44% minus 15%. That would be 29%. So option 4 is the answer. Okay, so here the question comes to an end. I hope you liked my explanation. Please like, share and subscribe our videos and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.